Episode of Brave in Action. This is my weekly live show where I share just one new way that you can step out of fear and into bravery in your life, big, small, all across the board. I share what's showing up for me, what I'm thinking about, what I'm hearing from clients, what I'm hearing from all of you if you comment on my work. And it is such a treat. I spend, 15 to 30 minutes here chatting with you each and every week, and it brings me tremendous joy. And I love getting the feedback. For those of you who are new, welcome. Again, I'm Heather. I'm a transformational success coach. And at the core of what I do, I help people just like you learn to like and trust themselves. I always touch my head and my heart when I do that, both mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, to like and trust yourself as you are today, as this version of you, because you are no longer who you used to be, and you're not quite yet who you're going to be. And right now, you're in this space that may feel a little bit like a void. There may be some confusion. You're not sure what you want to let go of. You're not sure what you want to hold on to, right? And so when we learn to build from what's already good, what's already working, when you learn to like and trust yourself as you are in this moment, the growth is incredible. Then you're growing and building from a cultivated land. I am not a great gardener, but we do have a garden, and I think of it a little bit like that. You want to take care of the land. You have to turn over the soil. You want to foster it a little bit. Maybe you're going to put those extra coffee grounds in there, maybe some Epsom salts, right? You want to take care of that so that you can grow beautiful new things. And that goes for you as a beautiful soul, as a human, as a brave person, as a community member, as a friend, as a colleague, as a loved one, as a leader, as a guide, as a coach, as a parent, whatever that is. You will grow more successfully and healthily if you grow from a place that is good with who you are right now in this moment. So, that, my friends, is who I am and what I do. And today's topic, oh my goodness, we are talking about self compassion. So, I don't know if you're here, if you're in the audience yet, and you want to tell me what kind of experience you have with self compassion. This is a journey that I have personally been on for several years now. I took my old coaching program, the Intentionally Brave Entrepreneurs, through lots of self-compassion work. And we are actively doing this right now in this cohort of the incubator. And it's interesting because this is now our 9th week in the program, in the coaching experience, the incubator. And I asked them if they knew why we didn't start with self-compassion earlier. And the truth of the matter is we weren't ready. Self-compassion, you got to build a foundation for that. It sounds silly because in theory and concept, having compassion for yourself should be an easy peasy thing to do. But the truth is that it's not. And we need to understand who we are, what we want, how we're going to build our lives, what we want to release, how can we set boundaries, how does that brave method show up for you? We need to understand all of that before we can fold self-compassion in. And look, I know you all. I know all of my brave souls who hang out with me, who follow my content. You are kind. You are thoughtful. You are tender towards other people. You help them remember to cut themselves some slack and give themselves a little grace. I know you do that. But if you're like me and like most other people, you don't always do that for yourself because it's hard to do it for ourselves. Is it not? This can be a really, really tricky thing to do. You might be the first to tell a loved one or a client or a friend or a colleague to be nicer to themselves, to be patient with themselves, to take a break now and again. But do those rules really apply to you? Self-compassion is powerful, powerful work. Let me share a really interesting statistic. So first of all, the self-compassion guru, her name is Kristin Neff. She is a scientist, and she literally did the scientific research to prove the science behind everything I'm about to tell you. If you don't follow Kristin, you should. You can find her on YouTube. You can find her on Instagram. She's got the Self-Compassion Network, I think. She's got books out, workbooks out. Check them all out. They're really worth it. She's incredible. I use self-compassion and I combine it with the work in the Brave Method, which is my book. I do that because I want to show you how you can take something that feels untangible, that feels maybe hard, and put some systems around it, which is really, really helpful. It makes it a little bit easier to digest. Dip your toe in, start tender, start slow, right? Here's the really cool thing about self-compassion is your body, your body cannot tell the difference between you showing your self-compassion or somebody else showing you compassion. Your mind can tell the difference. Your mind is what gets in the way. So, one of the things that Kristen talks about and that I do every single morning is compassionate self touch, right? Oh, it's okay, Heather. It's okay. Or holding your face gently and breathing, wishing yourself peace and love and compassion, holding your hand over your heart and breathing, right? Your body cannot tell if someone else is showing you that tender touch or if you're showing it to yourself. Your brain can get in the way, but it doesn't have to. And self compassion, the key to self compassion is allowing yourself to feel all of the things that you feel, no matter what they are, without judgment. We don't want to pretend they're not there. We can't be compassionate with ourselves or with anybody else if we pretend there are no issues, if we pretend there are no problems. We want to let them in. We want to acknowledge them. We want to thank them because they're there for a reason. They're trying to tell us something. If we welcome them without judgment, all of our thoughts and feelings, and we go, really angry about this, or this really makes me feel shitty. Why? What is showing up for you? What about that makes you angry? What about it makes you feel bad? Does it make you feel worthless? Does it make you feel challenged? Does it raise your hackles? Why? No judgment, just curiosity, right? Channel that inner Ted Lasso. Be curious, not judgmental. Why are you feeling this way? And what do you want to do about it? And that is such an empowering thing to say, oh, I feel this way. Let me figure out what the motivation is behind that feeling. And then do I want to do something about it? Is there anything I can do about it? Right? When you are compassionate with yourself, you learn a number of things. You learn that you are not isolated, that the world is here with you and for you, that other people have the same feelings and emotions as you, and maybe they haven't gone through the exact same thing that you have, but they are going through their own shit at some point or another. Maybe right now, maybe it was a week ago, maybe it's coming in a week, right? Who knows? But you don't feel alone. You cannot be self compassionate and be isolated because you have to treat yourself with the same compassion that you treat other people. Now, there are some misnomers with self compassion. People think that's the same as self esteem. It is not. In general, self esteem tends to come from a competitive state. I want to be better than somebody else. I want to think I'm great. And in order to be great, I have to be better than somebody else. It's not. Self compassion is loving you wherever you are. When you win, when you lose, when you knock it out of the park, when you fall flat on your ass, when you have lots of energy, when you have little energy, self compassion is always there to help you grow. And there are some beautiful ways that you can invite self compassion into your life and get started. So I will share with you one of the things that I have my incubator folks doing. And this is fucking hard. I'm going to be really honest. It is like not easy. It sounds easy, but it's to write yourself a self-compassion letter. So if you're curious about any of this, this is just one tiny sliver of what we do in the incubator. We have the wait list open right now for people who are interested in the August cohort. We keep these cohorts really small. Just a tiny little snippet of one thing that we're going to get in a big picture in a 16-week coaching experience. But having you write yourself a self-compassion letter. So you're going to start by thinking of a memory of something that still feels really bad, really uncomfortable. You did not like it. It was unfortunate. And then I want you to think about that moment, that experience, as if it happened to somebody else and not to you, right? And you know all the secrets of this other person's life. You know their story, their background, their wins, their successes, their skills, their struggles, all of it. And write that person a letter as compassionate as you can, as tender and forgiving and loving as you can, because that's a letter to you. But we don't want you to remember that right now, because I want you to get out of that and pretend that you're writing it to a friend, but really you're writing it to yourself, and get it all out and then walk away from it. Maybe go back in a couple of weeks and read it again and see how it feels. But there's something remarkably empowering about treating yourself with that level of kindness and self-respect and self compassion and forgiveness. And just in that experience, it's very, very cathartic. And that's just one little thing that you can do right now. But what I urge you to do between now and when I see you again next time is think about how you're talking to yourself, how you're judging yourself. What would you rather do than that? Are you able to try very slowly hearing yourself? Are you judging yourself with your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions? And can you say, I'm not going to judge that. I'm going to be curious about it. I'm going to explore it, right? And see what shows up. Give yourself a go on that and be patient, because this is not one of those things that you're going to get right immediately. It takes a lot of work. I want to remind you all, you've heard me say this before, but I'm going to say it again. Some days we have 100% to give, and some days we have 10% to give. And if this is a day where you have 10% to give and you give that 10%, that is 100% of what you committed to for that day, right? So we want you to be patient with yourself and loving with yourself. It's a game changer, folks. It's absolutely a game changer. We have some comments here. I'm not exactly sure who these are from, but I've made some painful mistakes in the last year and working on being compassionate with myself. Each day is an opportunity to reset. It most certainly is. Every day, not even just every day, every hour, every minute is an opportunity to reset. You can start over. You can go back to bed. You can forgive yourself. You can be compassionate. Again, when I find myself really being hard on myself, which I do, of course I do, just like you all do, I take a deep breath and I get tender with myself and I say, what are you feeling? Why are you feeling this? What's showing up for you? Okay, it's okay to feel all those things, right? Hold your face, maybe hold your neck. I do this one as well. Or right at the base of your head, hold yourself and take a deep breath and think, how am I feeling? What are my emotions right here? What are they telling me? What do I want to do with this knowledge? And really be tender with yourself. I want to hear what's showing up for you. Are you new to self-compassion? You can comment here. You can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Vickery & Co. on Instagram. And let me know if this is new to you, if you have questions, if you want to try more, if you're curious, if you want to learn more. Super, super fun. I'm going to pull a Create Brave card, which I always do at the end of our Brave in Action series. The Create Brave cards are a deck of cards that I created with my amazing friend, Rachel Swanson. She's a creativity coach and I'm the Brave Method coach. And we combined our coaching experience and our own love of this work to create these manifestation cards. So the manifestation cards are designed to help you think creatively and out of the box about what you want to do the next phase in your life, the next minute, the next hour, the next week, whatever that looks like, right? You are manifesting it, right? You're sourcing it. So that's why we call them manifestation cards. They're beautiful cards. They're gorgeous. I love them. If you don't have a set and you want one, go to vickeryandco.com/social and you can see the link to order your own deck. And I will even give you a personal note and a little free gift if you order that. They're really, really beautiful. But before I pull a Create Brave card, I just want to say many of you have asked how you can support the free content that I put out. Brave Show, the Brave in Action live show every Tuesday, or my podcast, The Brave Files, or Was It Chance? And there is a way. I have made this easy. You can say thanks, consider it a tip, or buying me a coffee for the week by going to vickeryandco.com/say thanks. You can contribute whatever amount works for you and support the free work, the free content that we're out here putting out, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and we always appreciate the support. So if you like tarot cards, affirmation cards, oracle cards, or just things that make you feel good and inspired, you're going to love the Create Brave cards. They are really special and beautiful. They're nice, thick, well-made cards. Comes with a guidebook. I'll read from the guidebook in a second. So again, I always just shuffle until the card that is meant for me finds me, and the universe always, oh, there it is. The universe always tells me what it is. And today's card is gathering. Can y'all see this card? Gathering. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful card. I am a fan. I naturally draw people, objects, and experiences that are meant to be in my life. I naturally draw people, objects, and experiences that are meant to be in my life. So before I read from the guidebook, think about what this card makes you think, how it makes you feel, what shows up for you. My guess is you know what this is trying to tell you, what it's here for, because everyone's going to experience it differently. So let's read the guidebook. In the guidebook, we have the focus word and the affirmation, which I just read to you, some coaching guidance, and then also a brave in action prompt. So a thing you can go out and do right now. Gathering. I naturally draw people, objects, and experiences that are meant to be in my life. This is the moment to gather people, joy, gratitude, and anything else that fills you up. Surround yourself with things that raise your energy and lift up your spirit. Make intentional choices on what you want to bring into your life. Information, knowledge, sources, resources, solutions, and creativity are all at your fingertips. Gather those that move you forward. I'm going to say that one again. Gather those that move you forward. Gather emotions also, love, light, gratitude, and joy. Be a common place for others to find light and feel connected, right? You can gather other people into you to feel light and love and connection. Bring more of what you love into your life, and you will be surrounded by examples of your true self. Ah, I love it. I have to tell you, I have been called. The universe keeps calling to me. So I've been posting a ton on Instagram about joy, seeking joy, surrendering to joy, not only going out and looking for it, but being ready to receive it. The things, the little things that bring you joy, like having you all show up at my live show and comment. Knowing you're here brings me tremendous joy. Having fresh access to water, clean water, which even in this country, in the United States, not everybody does, brings me joy. Being able to share this project that I worked so hard on brings me joy. But I will tell you, as we approach spring in March, one of the things that brings me more joy than just about anything else are the little crocuses that pop up, right? Everything still looks dormant. Everything is still asleep. Everything is still wintering, except for these tiny little buds. And they come in all of these colors, and they are so gorgeous. And I'll be out walking the dog or walking with one of the kids, and I'll see them. And sometimes they're tight and not quite opened yet. And sometimes they're open. And every time I see them, I skip a little beat. And it brings me so much joy. So find the joy that is around you. Roll around in it. Create more of it. Be part of what brings joy. Gather. For me, this card is about gathering joy, but what does it mean for you? So here's the Create Brave prompt. It's easy to be lulled by the day-to-day routines of your life, to feel stuck in a rut, or like you do not fit in. This is the time to think about what you do want in your life and begin bringing these things together. You're going to gather those things. Commit to taking one small intentional action towards gathering all that your soul desires. I love it. I hope you love it. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back next Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. Central, with a new episode of Brave in Action. And I have to tell you, we have two fabulous podcast episodes out right now. I interviewed my human design mentor, Kyla. Holy shit, you guys, on the Brave Files. This podcast episode is fucking incredible. Wherever you're enjoying podcasts, go and listen to it right now. It is the current episode. I will release a new one on Thursday, but go listen to that interview with Kyla. And then Alan Seals and I, my co-host from Was It Chance, got to talk to Lily Thomas. She plays Connor's mom on the Broadway, or on the touring company of Dear Evan Hansen. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's spectacular. We had a lovely conversation with her. So go and listen. I have a super fan that I was chatting with earlier this week, and she had not put together yet that we release the episodes every other week. So one episode, a new episode of Was It Chance comes out, and then the following week, a new episode of The Brave Files comes out, and we alternate so that you always have something new to listen to every week. So I hope you're going out, checking out the content and enjoying it. You can say thanks, vickeryandco.com/say thanks. If you want to buy the coffee for the week or send a tip, I will thank you back because that's just the way things roll. So you'll get your name mentioned in the live show, in the podcast, in the newsletter. Who knows? You got to hang out to find out. Thank you so much for being here. It's such a pleasure, such a treat, such a joy. Between now and when I get a chance to talk to you again, I'm Heather Vickery, reminding you today and every single day to go out and choose bravely. Bye now.